well, I thought because it's Christmas time, maybe we should watch a Christmas episode of a sitcom together. And so I pulled out of my vast archive of sitcoms taped off television a Christmas episode for us to watch,
Uh-oh.
starring fan favorite. You're going to be excited about this one. I know you are.
Dick Van
I can,
Dyke?
I can, oh, look, this is not the Christmas for Dick Van Dyke.
Uh,
We're not gonna,
whatever that means.
we're
I
not
think
gonna
he's
go
still
full.
alive.
He is still alive. We're not gonna go full Dick this year. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna share. This is I haven't put this shirt on in eons. We were recording with Mr. Jeff Bryan earlier for my page, and I planned to bring us up, but I didn't. This is one of the worst and best Christmas presents I ever got. My girlfriend ordered this off AliExpress, this He-Man t-shirt. Of
Yeah.
course, it's
Okay.
in a small image at the time. You can't see it. So obviously the image is always that small. And when they put it on the shirt, they just blew it up. So it's so distorted. But it's made with like early AI. So I don't know if I could do it justice with this, but
Oh, so it's all like weird and
Tila and He-Man have the same face. They just used the same face to build them. So they have the same head. They
wow.
just drew hair on it. And this is
Oh,
slightly like an actual poster that existed for He-Man, but they just AI copied it in their own way.
this is an amazing segue because the I've pulled an episode that features He-Man, and you've shown me He-Man. Yeah,
What?
wow, this is some sort of kismet. It's like it was meant to be. It's a Christmas miracle, folks. It's a fucking Christmas miracle.
Roll the tape, Morgan.
All right, let's do it. I gotta share sound. I gotta set it to mono so it sounds better. Yeah, we got it mono. We're going mono.
As long as it's not the He-Man Christmas special, because like the powers that be will be so angry.
The powers that be? No, don't worry, it's not.
Did that say Betty White Christmas?
Oh shit, you saw it.
What the hell is it? What I don't know of a Betty White Christmas special in the 80s. This is a Christmas miracle.
The time, 8 months after Vicky
Oh, it's
and
not
Gus
from the
Angel were
80s.
married.
OG.
The plot, there's no such thing as a miserable Santa Claus. The main character,
Yeah,
there's no such...
all Santa Clauses are miserable.
Well, with one possible exception.
She's just so adorable.
I have the box set of the Betty White TV show from this time period. I wonder if this is on it. I've never like got all the way through it.
You point your finger right there, Mr.
Probably. I would assume that that's what. I forget what this show's called. It's not the Betty White show. It's something else.
Oh, yeah.
I think the title comes up at the end.
That's a lot better than traffic.
It's like whatever her and her husband
Mr.
were
Finley's
called
just being
at that
neighborly.
time or
He's helping me
something.
wrap Christmas packages.
Oh, we
Maybe.
appreciate you coming up.
At some
here.
point,
Is this her,
Helping Mrs. Angel.
is this her real life husband?
Noel.
My finger's getting
I don't
fat,
think
Mr.
so.
Angel.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's all right. I got nothing else to do.
At least when he was older, he looked
I have some stew on the
he looked
stove.
younger than that when he was older.
Great.
Can I clean the stove for you? Stew can be pretty
Clean this
messy.
stove for you.
The stew is in a pan on the stove, Mr. Finley.
Oh.
Oh.
Is there something else I can do?
Well, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know what it would be,
Right.
but thanks anyway.
That's what they all say. Nobody needs me.
Well,
Oh.
that isn't true, Mr. Finley.
Yes,
That's
it
so
is.
sad. Poor Mr. Finley.
Well, it is not.
She was
Yes,
married
it
one
is.
year to a guy called Dick Barker. That's a great name.
Mr. Finley, I happen
Yeah.
to know that your son counts
But
on you to do
I wonder why it
chores
didn't
around
work.
the house.
He's probably
You're
barking
always
his dick all around,
worrying
all around town.
Merry Christmas.
Along.
Yeah.
But Alan Ludden, her
You feel you don't have
more
enough to do
famous
at home,
husband,
why don't you get a
the
job?
last husband she
What
had
kind of
that
a
she always
job?
would bring up through her
Well, I'm
older
sure 2
age,
weeks
who
before Christmas,
died
there are a lot of places that need
just
help.
before Golden
Give
Girls
me a for
started.
instance.
So she was able to like emote the
Just
whole
offhand,
being a widow into the
Yeah, it
character.
depends on what you can do, I
Oh,
guess.
wow.
But
when I was a boy, I used
Alan-
to braid buggy whips for the
Alan's got to
carriage
come up
trade.
in conversation with stuff that you do with WOC all the time
Somebody
because
invented a
Alan was like
machine.
producer for
I
like
know.
all the big
They call it
70s
the
game
automobile.
shows. That's why she
No,
would
they
always
call it
cameo
a
on them
buggy
because that
whip
was his
braiding
thing.
machine.
Oh,
He was
interesting.
I don't know if I think he probably was
Well, yeah, Mr.
NBC.
Finney's
He
looking
was
for a job.
just sort of one of their
Why?
big executives, and
He
so a
doesn't
lot
have
of
enough to do at
like
home.
password,
Well, he's
super
always up here
password was
helping us.
all created by
Not much
him.
future in that.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Wow.
I
They
guess
did that
not.
show that was like
You know, sweetheart,
not a
if Mr.
newlyweds
Finley
game,
had
but
a
it was one
regular
for
job, he
married
wouldn't
couples
have
where
so
they
much
would
time
like
to be
sort of
helping us.
jokingly do.
Honey, I don't think
You know, they'd
that-
ask the husband a question and then they ask the wife a
Yeah.
question.
Ah,
But instead
you
of like
thought
the
about
newlyweds
calling
game where they
Dolly?
both disappeared and then came back on
Dolly,
stage,
Yeah.
why,
the other one
sure,
went into
me and his
another
friend who
room
works at
and showed up on a
Martindale's department
TV that
store.
they would be leaning
They're
on.
open evenings,
So
I'll call her
Alan
right
would
after
appear in a
dinner.
TV
Oh,
and she would
thanks
lean
for the
on it.
invitation, but
And it
I
was
gotta
all
get home
celebrities
and
that they
cook
asked the
dinner for my
questions
son.
to. It was more of, it
You've
felt
been
like a
wondering
British
where
game
I
show
am.
because it wasn't,
Oh, okay.
it was always, and they would, there was three teams and they would select a part of the audience
well.
and whatever one which third of the audience won money depending on if Betty won or if the other two guest celebrity couples won.
Vicky,
So they
if
actually
he's
gave
breathing, we
the
can
money
use him
to a
down
quarter or
here.
to a third of the audience.
Wonderful, and thank
Oh
you.
wow. Okay.
Don't
Amazing.
thank me, dear.
Oh,
During
and
the
she's
Christmas rush at Martindale's
what's
Power
her name
yeah,
from
this-
Beverly Hillbillies?
Wiggle
Yeah, yeah.
or pull.
She's like the secretary of the
Vicky, you could use a
of the
little
bank
extra money.
guy.
No,
Yeah,
thank you.
the
I've
only
met
like
Mr.
non-hillbilly that
Wallace.
seems to be on their side.
Well, if you think he's revolting normally, you should see him now. He's been made floor manager of the toy department, and he actually loves it.
She loves it.
Bad as I
Oh, what a
thought.
voice.
He
What
loves
an
it
archetype
two
for like a
reasons.
cartoon voice.
A, he gets a percentage of the
I mean, it
department.
must be an affectation. There's no way that she
And
actually
B, he gets a
talks like
chance to be
this.
nasty to
No, but a lot of like
hundreds little
comedians pick
children.
voices to have, and then that just became what like all of early Hanna-Barbera would rip off
Oh yeah,
because it was
100%.
just popular for
In that
comedians
case,
to
go
have
right ahead.
voices like that.
Let him wait.
Yeah.
All right, Vicky, have
It
you
feels
come
like
down
they're
here
on
first thing
the
in
American
morning?
answer to the
I
"Are you
will,
being
darling,
served?"
thanks
set.
a million.
There.
Bye, dear. Bye. Mr. Wallace, I got another victim for you.
Oh, those
He'll be
planes
down
are awesome.
tomorrow.
It's getting louder and louder.
I won't be responsible.
Mr. Wallace, doesn't Christmas mean anything to you at all?
Oh, let's not get maudlin.
No, let's not get maudlin at
Maudlin.
His name is
Christmas.
Finley. and
Modeling
It's not good to-
airplanes.
he got old
It's not good to be
without any help
maudlin
from
at
you.
Christmas. It's not a maudlin type time.
Because Maud is B.
Holy
Arthur, and that's unrelated
Santa
right now.
Claus. I'll put Spencer back in
Yeah,
shipping
it's-
where he belongs.
Was Betty White ever on Maud?
Mr. Wallace.
Because
there's
wasn't
no such
Runa
thing
Callahan
as a
was, right?
miserable
Yeah,
Santa
regularly.
Claus.
She was
Oh,
part of
now
like the
don't
cast.
you go soft on me.
Betty White might have made an appearance
That's
because
exactly what I mean,
again
Mrs. Katie.
before
This is the
Golden
time
Girls
when
both Rue
Martindales are
and
supposed to make
Betty
a
White
little
were
money.
on Mama's Family a
Tell
lot.
me something, Mr.
so-
Wallace. Is
Okay.
the first dollar you ever made hanging on your wall?
Naturally not. It's where it belongs, in the back.
But Betty White in the
Drawing
70s
interest.
was busy being on the Mary Tyler Moore show,
Lovely sentiment.
which
Yeah.
If I
connects
don't look out
because
for
her
myself,
living
who
room
will?
in this feels
I
like the
respect
Mary
money
Tyler Moore
because
show.
it's-
Like her sort of
Little girls, put
concept
them
of this
down.
comedy between her and her husband as this sort of perfect everyday American couple.
Santa Claus is amazing.
Oh man, people just put so much more effort into stuff for Christmas at that point. I think you
Look
got to
at
go to
that
like
dress.
Good
Tokyo
morning,
to
Merry
look like that.
Christmas. Don't let Mr. Wallace hear you say that around here. Merry Christmas.
That outfit's
Even
amazing.
good morning.
It's weird how
cries
Betty
in the
White
mud.
always looked adorable, but she never
He can't be
actually
as bad
looked
as all
young.
that.
She doesn't
He's
look
worse.
technically that
Where's the new
different
boy
from
you're
when
gonna
she
bring
was
down?
old.
No, yeah, she always just kind of looks like a
Well,
mom.
he's not bringing
Yeah.
you, but he's so
She's a
anxious to
perpetual
be of help.
mom.
She always had kind of skinny neck too, so at this point, like she's probably like not even 30. Like she's in her 20s and she looks like she's got 39-year-old neck somehow. But you know, back from working in the coal mines and then having to go
Man.
back out.
Hello, Mr. Wallace.
People
This
lived
is the man I
fucking
told Dolly
hard
about.
back then. Even sweet little Betty White was drinking and smoking like crazy, I bet.
Now, at first, it won't be.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. No, but Mr. Finley here is very anxious to do something useful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am, Mr. Jones. But if my boy
Which
shows
for a lot
up,
of
throw him out.
actresses that was great because then they aged into their
Mr.
face.
Finley?
So when they
Well,
were
I told him
old,
I was
you
gonna work
made you
down
think they
here,
were
he had one
young
of his
because they already looked
pamphlets.
older
He's a
when they were
spoiled
young.
brat.
I guess, yeah. I mean, everybody from the
Well,
past looks
Frank is
older.
sent to bed.
That's usually just how it
He's
is.
37.
Except for Mary Tyler Moore at this time when
That's
she was
something, Mr.
doing
Finley, we wouldn't have
the
taken Mr. Wallace's time.
Dick Van
show,
Dyke
the
Show.
Dick Van Dyke
Just a
show.
perfect
And
right
she
to make up his own
looked
mind.
like
You want
a
job?
model from like the
Yes,
80s or
I do.
90s.
Well,
So she
come
seemed
on.
like way ahead of her
Get away from
style
those
of time.
traitors.
And then by the time she had her own show, it was so easy for her to be a powerhouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
Because like I think I was looking it up, and it was like it always kind of looked like Betty White's character was much older than Mary Tyler Moore, but I don't think that she was. Maybe even possibly Mary Tyler Moore might have been
He
older.
just takes everything literally, that's all. Maybe you could explain to
I don't
Mr.
know,
Wallace that
she's
he's a
very
sweet
beautiful.
old man.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Everybody in
not
the
an
neighborhood
argument of
just
that.
loves him.
It's just
And
when
they ought to be given the
you're used
kind
to
of
her at a
job
certain
where
look, and
he'll
you
feel
imagine she would be unrecognizable in her 20s. And you're like, nope, that's pretty much Betty White. Like that's.
What does Mr. Wallace have planned for
If you think of
Well,
some of the
you'll
like
see.
really sketch movies that Rue McCallaghan did in the early days, where she's like that Wild Women of Wonga, where she's a stripper in a tropical country. That's
Really?
the not Riff Tracks did that, but the before they became Riff Tracks, whatever
Mrs.
they were
Angel,
in
where is
between
my father?
MS3 and,
He tells me you
Riff
have
Tracks,
embroiled him in
the
some enterprise
film
in this
crew,
store. I must
that was one of
forbid
their
it.
like
Oh, yeah, right.
first DVD releases.
Well, he asked for a job, and I helped
You
him
get
get
like
one.
a,
I had no idea
a-
he'd object.
I do not object. I forbid.
Voodoo style
Mrs.
burlesque
Angel, willy-nilly,
dance
you
act
have
from Rue
upset the
McCallaghan in
entire
that.
routine of my life.
I mean, I want
can
it
assure you, I need my father
right
at
now.
home.
In my
Let's stop
life
watching
forever.
this and watch that.
the
The whole thing. Twice. We're gonna watch it twice so we can
I have told
really
him repeatedly
analyze
that
it.
when I come home, he must have my supper ready for me.
Oh, I see. Well,
Who's this
doesn't
guy?
it matter to you that he wants to do something useful?
There is nothing more useful to me than having my supper ready for me. Now, where is he?
At this moment, I can truthfully tell you, I don't know.
Mrs. Angel, your attitude strikes me
for
as one
her husband or
completely
for
lacking
her
cooperation.
boss?
Now, will you please
maybe
tell
her
me where he
boss.
is?
Yeah, well, it's not her husband. We saw her husband. I thought maybe it was the boss
Yeah.
of her husband, or it's her boss.
It's either her boss or
You
the
just
boss of her
described
husband.
a 180-degree arc.
It's probably her husband's boss.
I will
That seems
find him
like a,
myself.
Yeah, we were talking.
this
we
time
mixed it up.
period trope. We were not
Mrs.
paying
Angel, it
attention.
pains me to discover that you have
Although we should be able to
absolutely
pick it
no
up pretty
Christmas
quickly because
spirit.
all sitcoms are like 8 plots, and they've been doing the same fucking 8 plots
And they wrap it up
forever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is her husband's boss, because otherwise, when he was complaining about someone, I thought he was complaining about this guy with the mustache over here. But if he didn't care about that guy, then she was like, "Where's your husband?"
Ho, ho.
I'm so
Can't
old
you
at
do
heart.
anything with him? He sounds like
went-
he's coughing.
Maybe last year or maybe the year before, I went through like a binge of watching all the
You're a
Blondie
beautiful
movies.
Santa.
And they're like movie length things that are all sick,
Oh,
the
they
archetypes of
will.
sitcom plots. And
Oh,
some of them are
incidentally, your son is
awful,
very
but
upset
some of
about
them
your
are
being here.
really good. Like some of them, I think you could just like,
Where do I
even with
work?
I'd be
no
glad you watched them.
no
Mr.
backing, no
Wall.
understanding of it, you could just pick them up and watch
Right
now.
over here.
Because
Oh, and
it
for
plays that
heaven's sake, work on
Flintstones
your
stereotype where it's like,
ho-ho-hos.
I'm the man and I'm bashing the woman. The
I'll
woman's
get
the
away
woman
with
at
these
home,
days.
and she has to go do the laundry and do the vacuuming and the dishes. But the
Yeah,
joke is
it's the
that
honeymooners.
but the joke is that
Guess I
the
can't
husband's
be mother
stupid
hen to him all
and
day.
she's not really doing all that. She's
Well,
doing
I'll try to keep an
millions
eye on him.
more,
Where you
and
headed?
she's way ahead of the
The
game.
bank.
And
We have
at
a
some
list of
point, if she
presents
wants
a
to like
mile long.
smack her
Jeff and I
husband
are
and
gonna
tell
get
him
some
shut up
gifts
and get in
and
your
toys
place,
for
it
the nieces and
happens.
nephews later on.
Blondie has like heavy control over
I hope he
her
laughs
really
out today.
dumb
I know how
husband,
Mr.
and he's
Wallace
not
can be.
he's not as mean
Hoping
as
Christmas
say
will catch
like the
up with him.
honeymooners or the
Maybe
Flintstones.
today's the day.
He's actually a really insecure guy, but he works in an office job, has a tough like J. Jonah Jameson boss. But at one point, he his boss says, "You're so stupid, I'm gonna fire you and hire your wife to humiliate you." And his wife is,
brutal.
and Blondie is better at his job. And it's just that's it. That's it.
Yeah, well, of course.
Three horsemen from King's RV World rode out one night. They were looking
So
around
what year
up
was this
better
tape
breed
you
of
found?
motorhome. Just before dawn, they found
I don't
one.
know
Horse
exactly what
dead.
year this is. I'm
Well,
gonna
that's the story
say
goes who captured the breed and brought them home. They've been selling and servicing the
86,
critters ever since.
It has-
87.
You've been wandering around looking for a better breed.
Well,
of
I
animal.
can tell.
Mosey
I can
on
tell
down
by
to
the
King's RV
CKVR
World. Ride home in due course.
like logo aesthetic at this point.
You're going to get the best
Looks like
darn
about
deal
the
possible.
86, 87 time.
I love that that's a Canadian commercial, but could it be more American
Tent
for the
City
RV
has been
King?
winterized. For all those hardcore
Tent City.
outdoor enthusiasts, explore Tent City. Meet
This
the
is
people
great.
who will help you
Which is
choose
weird. That means
wisely.
something totally
Outdoor
different than a
activists
post-COVID
from all over
world.
come here to find the lowest prices. Tent City
The
has extreme cold weather
homeless
clothing and
post-apocalyptic
footwear,
world when you
hunting
go into
supplies,
the,
winter camping equipment, and army
the
surplus. A
bad
great
parts of
Christmas place
town,
to
Tent
shop when
City.
you're
Yeah,
a
right.
activist. So come to our winterized City of Tents today.
Merry
Tent
Christmas,
City on
folks.
Young Street, half a block north of Major
Yeah, keep it
Mackenzie,
light,
Farm
Adam.
to the Sea.
Oh,
Canada's
Richmond.
Wonderland.
Yeah.
Keep it light. Keep it light.
I bet you somewhere near Canada's Wonderland is a tent city.
Canada's Wonderland is a tent city.
It's intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at those
Yeah.
unmarked
Look,
boxes.
You livened it up. Way to go.
There's nothing in any of those boxes.
3 dozen more dolls, number 71.
That's
2
just-
dozen train sets, number 12
just
eggs. All the
uncollected
Mama Range
ashes.
you've got. We've finally got a Santa Claus here, stirring up a little business.
They separated Walt Disney into each of those. And that frozen Walt Disney is actually a dog.
All of his parts broken up.
I'm just looking at that guy, made me think of Walt Disney. One of those executive
Yeah,
men that had that kind of look. They're somewhere between Groucho Marx and Walt Disney.
I was told that my father worked in this
He does kinda
department.
look
His
like
name
Walt.
is Finley, as is
Good old
mine.
Walt.
I see.
I want him removed.
Finley.
I was told he was here.
Finley, of course.
Oh, he's looking for the old man,
Second
probably.
floor.
Yeah.
He's looking for his father, so he just probably didn't recognize that the Santa was his dad when they passed by. That was
Personnel
part of the
told me
joke.
he was here.
Well, he isn't.
The guy talks like Michael, who visits ISO every Saturday. It's so weird. The
This
tone
guy?
of voice, yeah, they don't look the same, but the tone of voice is dead on the same.
Are you lost, little girl? I said, are you
She looks
lost,
very
little
lost.
girl?
I'm a fire starter.
What is your name?
Yeah, what is
Is she
your name?
lost?
She doesn't answer. Perhaps she's a foreigner. Was ist dein Name?
That means, are you lost?
That means, what's your name?
Keep it light,
this-
everybody. Come on.
No, I
And this
assume
was
you have
still in,
departments
like,
to take care of situations
rotation
like
in
this.
the
I must find my
80s.
father.
I wonder when this kind of stuff stopped
For goodness
airing.
sake, little girl, I have one
Because
of
I
these
definitely
for you.
remember watching all these old.
Just tell me
I
your
bet
name,
TV
sitcoms.
Land
so I
still
can
does to
find
this
your
day,
stupid-
because I mean
so
they're
I can
all
find your
legendary
mother.
people. They don't care. I mean, people get
Yeah,
over it.
well,
Like,
I mean,
just-
like,
My husband.
if it was less popular,
How do you do, say?
you know, I Love Lucy's full of that shit. But she was legendary popular. Her, they would jokingly refer to her husband as a foreigner, but you know,
Yeah, fair.
I guess
Just of the time.
weirdly enough, America had less of a grudge against Cuba when I Love Lucy was happening than later. In the repeats, it became like a weirder thing because they became much more negative to each other.
Mrs. Caney.
Hi, Gus.
Imagine if the
Welcome to
Cuban
Happy
Missile
Land.
Crisis was
We've got another
because of
lost
Ricky
child,
Ricardo.
Katie. Make the
Because he
usual
left
announcement. Her
Cuba
name is
for
Susan.
America, and then
Susan.
Yeah,
they threatened nuclear war.
We have a lost little girl named Susan.
Give us back our Ricky.
Susan's mother,
Well, if
please
Ricky
pick
can
her
work
up
with the
in
Americans, we can work with the
Santa Claus
Russians.
They ought to be kept on a leash. Do you know that 50%? Now get away from those
The Russians have promised to clone us a Ricky.
land. He hates
Deep
sending
down-
you
We're gonna
and
work
me
for them.
under four
Che Guevara's
foot
whole
trees.
thing was to get Ricky
All right,
back.
Susan, let's go
It was
see
like,
Santa Claus and wait
no,
for Mommy.
no, I don't want you to leave to nuke America. I'll get Ricky to come back on his own.
Are you suggesting that, that he
Doing fine.
and Ricky Ricardo were in a
We've moved 3 times as
in a
many things
relationship
today
of
as
some
we did
sort? Are we
yesterday.
wait? Is it
No,
the
no, just
character?
cahoots.
presents for the kids. What do you
Is it the
think
character of
American
Ricky,
Out of
or
reach.
is it actually Desi Arnaz?
Desi Arnaz. Yeah, well, he wanted Desi Arnaz back. Yeah, but
You're right.
it's because, but only purely political.
Susan's mother when I see her.
Do you think he ever sang, "Oh Ricky, you're so fine, you're so fine, you
She
blow my
won't. I'm gonna
mind"?
explain the whole thing to
Hey,
her.
Mickey.
Bye.
You buying that?
No, it's Ricky.
Oh, is it now? I thought that it would be about Ricky Lake.
Find your.
Oh, Susan, look at her.
Thanks for coming, everybody, to the show where we make the most dated references that you have to look up what the fuck we're talking about.
And here's her little bonnet.
And this all comes from like watching
here's your
Mr.
How,
Child's theater. over the years.
how did we get to the Cuban Missile Crisis from a Betty White Christmas sitcom episode? Seriously, it makes no sense.
You two little
Whoa, in the background that looks like VR thing. That's weird.
Maybe it is.
Merry Christmas.
Back then, she would have demanded some lines of cocaine. No.
Little girl,
Is that why she was forced to do all of those Shoppers Drug Mart ads?
Merry Christmas.
She had a terrible cocaine habit that she.
She just misunderstood
used
what the drug mart was. She thought Canada was really open to like any drugs.
You mean they'll pay me in cocaine? They'll pay me in cocaine.
The amount of Americans that think all drugs are legal up here in Canada, we're like some crazy crack
Looking for
den.
her mommy.
I mean, if we could
I
vote
mean,
one
we
to
are.
mayor once, just, yeah, I mean, we're not
Tell Santa
not.
what you want, all right? I'll be right here.
I don't know what part of the world you're living in, but it sure feels like a crack den to me sometimes.
You're not a
But it's not all covered for by our health
Of
care.
course not.
We have to
Real
pay real
Santa's
money
an
for
old
that crap.
foe. I work for him.
Oh,
What do you want for
Hard-earned
Christmas?
pay. Yeah, we're not some sort of like, mayor who get it for free.
Yeah.
Hello.
can I have it?
Sure.
Look what Santa gave me. Oh, great. Okay, Santa, where do I pay for this?
Oh, since when does Santa Claus charge?
You mean...
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
I thought it was a big box of Marlboros. Look at the pattern on it. Like, here's a giant crate of smokes. It'll do you for the next 2 years.
Thanks, Santa.
I believe I was next.
I'm actually 36 years old. Smoking is stunting my growth.
There's a kid just shooting a gun in the back.
There's a little hoiding in all of us. The freight train won't run. Put it back on the track.
Oh, sure.
Oh, bless. Even the old bald man wants to play with the trains.
Oh, it's off the track.
Naturally, that's why it won't run. It may interest you to know that tropical fish never heard of my father.
This guy's a genius.
Personnel tells me he works for you. Where is he?
He kind of sounds like Ben Stein.
He's right over there.
Well, I'll be right with you.
Oh, do you think we can win his money?
Yeah, maybe.
So do I.
Did Ben Stein do something terrible? Did he turn into some weird, like, right-wing crazy guy or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, he's a right-wing crazy nutjob.
That's why we don't hear about him anymore. Because the
Yeah,
very concept
he
of him is
disappeared.
so funny.
Sure, what's up?
That win Ben Stein's money was a great game show. That was a great job. I used to love that.
He
I
was just
would
such
love
an
to
easy
play
impression
that.
to do, yeah.
I would like if I had a tape of that. I would love to play it, but I can't. I can't. He fucking ruined it. That piece of shit.
Not like he killed a man or anything.
No,
Father, I want to talk to you.
he sullied his good name.
He's getting to the line. He's gonna have to sit in his
I
dad's
want to
lap.
talk to you right now.
We must take a turn. That's the only fair way.
Father,
Here's a dollar for you.
Oh my god.
Next.
Is there a little girl named Susan here?
Oh, yes, ma'am, right there.
Susan, you don't get a present.
Your mother's looking all over for you. Come along.
Can't she wait to see Santa? She's next.
Oh, I guess so.
Thank you.
She
A lot of
talked.
Let me see your
It's a
tail,
Christmas
Mr.
miracle.
lot of
We
conflict
ought to be
in
breaking some sort of a record.
50s sitcoms.
Bully for us.
Everything's so
Is
nice.
this all you've sold?
Every red cent, including
Sorry, go
your
ahead.
percentage.
One of my favorite Christmas horror films, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, the one with
Selling
Mickey
all the
Rooney as the
dolls
toy
and trains.
maker.
Must be one of the
There's
other girls, not
this
ours.
guy who's coming to town and he realized his ex-girlfriend and his son lived there, but he didn't know that his ex-girlfriend had his kid. He's just figuring it out through the age. So he gets a job as a mall Santa, and that sees the kid at the end of the line, and it's him like not paying attention to every kid, waiting for the last kid to come sit at his lap. It is simultaneously the most heartwarming and creepy thing I've ever seen.
Walls will have him clogged from here to the mezzanine.
Oh, Mickey Rooney. How the mighty fell.
Yeah. Well, that's great because he was famous for really hating on the first movie, saying it was like
Yeah, he like came out against it. It was besmirching the good name of Santa Claus. How dare
If I didn't know better,
they
I'd
use
swear we were
Christmas in a
giving
horrific fashion.
and then start in the like slightly
What do you need,
rapey
Mrs. Angel?
part 5 that it would be as evil about Santa as possible because he
Well,
just needed the money.
Yeah, when you have 52 wives to pay back, pay reparations to.
I'll kill him!
It all connects back to Golden Girls because he was on a really fun episode of Golden Girls
There you go, look at that. Everything comes back to Golden Girls.
as
That's why I
Sophia's
picked this.
mobster boyfriend.
But he has no idea he's doing anything wrong. My husband and I don't have much money, but...
Why, I wouldn't let you pay for it if you offered. It's his mistake, and he'll take the consequences.
Oh, please, Mr. Wallace, maybe if you just told him not to do it anymore.
Oh, he'll be told
camera,
all right.
come on, there you go.
That's
You
not all
figured it out.
Vicky, no use. Look, I think I've
They
got
should
an
have just
idea.
centered where they were standing better
I'll call
than
Mr.
that.
Markle.
Yeah, they should have spent some more time blocking this. Yeah, based on this CKVR logo, I'm going to say 87. I can figure it out based on this. Whatever this ad's
This
gonna be
famous
for.
star's piano music is so irresistibly beautiful.
remember this
a single
commercial.
one of his recordings sold over
Which
a
is
million
so weird.
copies.
Because I wouldn't have even lived it. I would have only known it from around Christmas time because it would be when I would come home and visit my grandparents at Christmas because I would be in England at this time. But this
Lord
just,
Kramer's treasury of favorite love songs.
it always made me
Lloyd
laugh because it
Kramer.
would be like, who the hell is
Stores
buying
now.
that? Wilco.
This holiday season, CKVR will bring
Oh,
you
that's
the
a great
best and
graphic.
festive family entertainment. On Wednesday, December 23rd.
Oh, I wish I had had this for my.
brings you a
Oh, look
night
at that.
filled with
Oh,
Flying windows.
6, gather up the
Look at
family
that.
for it was the night
oh,
before
this is
Christmas,
going right up on
followed
Instagram
by
tomorrow.
Rudolph's Shining New Year at
That's too
6:30,
fucking
and
good.
The Bear Who Slept Through Christmas. From all of us
Yeah, if
here
VCR
at
Party doesn't get it,
CKVR,
we got the
wish you
breakthrough
a
flying
very
windows.
Merry Christmas.
I'm gonna bait them with this one again. Awesome.
You do that good.
Thank you, Ryan.
You did it good.
I want to talk to you. Go to the end
Get
of
in the back of the line.
Back of the line.
You want a dolly?
Okay, let's see.
Here's a dolly for you.
Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank
Lloyd
Mr.
Kramer
Jones. He made a
had
deal with
77
Santa Claus.
compilations. This is gonna take me a moment.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. And that day, Skeletor's heart grew 2 times size. I don't like nice.
You know, Sonny, you're making a lot of children mighty happy. There ought to be more people like you in this world.
Maybe I should just commit suicide.
Well, that's that. I guess Mr. Martindale's out spying
The
on
end of the
makeup
line for old Saint Nick.
Maybe we could try once more to make Mr. Wallace understand.
There's the
The only thing
claymation
Mr.
movie that
Wallace
needs to be made to
understands
end
is compound interest.
the Santa universe.
Losing
End of
his
the
job
line
is
for
what's going to
old
hurt
Saint
Mr.
Nick.
Finley.
Getting soaked for all those smackers isn't exactly gonna. Hey, come on.
Smackers.
Oh, she was secretly smoking. They were smoking in the boardroom. We're gonna set fire to all those boxes and burn the place down to the ground.
Can't tell what year this is. We're gonna have to wait for the next commercial break. If we get there.
Accounting department, Wallace in toys. You're going to find the
So I
shortage
feel
of
like we're at the
about $400 in my
denouement. This
department.
feels like we're coming to the end.
No, nothing like that. Don't be concerned, it'll be covered. I'll give you my personal check for the full amount.
Oh, even the crummy old man who hates Christmas has a heart of gold at Christmas.
Now,
See you.
I'm gonna go kill the president.
Who is he? Lee Harvey Oswald?
It's the only way he's gonna get that $400 in his personal check.
Ho, ho, ho. Next.
I will stand, Father.
What did you wish to say to me?
Father, this... I'll drive you home in the car when you're through work.
Fine. Now be a good boy, Sonny.
Aw,
I'll try.
that's nice.
I hate to go without at least thanking
You
Mr.
got the
Wallace.
Christmas spirit.
It was a very nice thing he did.
Yeah, but the worst thing you could do is let Mr. Wallace know you found out he's soft-hearted.
Still, she put out a cigarette in a room that said no smoking, and all it was empty cardboard boxes. I know
Would've
there's
gotten up like
that place should be up in flames by now.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
going up like a match in a room full of boxes.
Or she dropped something. Maybe it wasn't a cigarette, but it seemed like it was all set up
Now,
like
will you
that.
kids, please?
Drop
Please,
dead!
the trains carefully.
Stop playing with everything. Fucking kids.
Stop running train in this place. What is it, Christmas?
Isn't it laying track?
Running train.
No,
means
Oh
cocaine.
yeah. Oh. What's laying pipe?
That's sex.
Okay.
It could be like smoking crack, but no, laying pipe is getting laid and using the pipe.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas. Ask David Wilcox. He's the one who wrote the song about it.
Oh yeah, Date with the Angels. That's what the show's called.
Got a date
What
with
a
an angel.
terrible.
Gonna centimeter at 7.
Oh yeah, right.
The Plymouth Dealers of America.
And we get an old Plymouth commercial here too.
From the King of RVs.
Coming up next, more great holiday entertainment with the Christmas Shop here on Classic Television CKVR.
No, that's not what's coming up next. We don't have anything.
Bill Williams.
Oh,
silence.
And that's it. Yep. Somebody turned off the audio.
How do you do that on your VC?
They turn. Oh no, they would have been at the. There we go. When they switched between the voiceover guy and the track, they forgot to switch back to it.
Right.
The amount of mistakes, because it was all done live, right? Like all of the switching and all of the like playing back the things, and all of that was played off of a 16 millimeter film print that was being live played to broadcast. There's so many mistakes on CKVR. It's great. I love it.
It gives you a personal feel. It doesn't feel like an AI T-shirt from AliExpress.
It's being presented to you. Did you see He-Man in that? He was there.
No,
I was just fucking with you. There was no He-Man. Well,
the He-Man Christmas special. Did you find Lookie? Where is he hiding?
Lookie? Who's Lookie?
Lookie was a character that appeared at the end of every She-Ra cartoon. It was like this weird rainbow squirrel, and it said, "Did you see me hidden in the episode?" And in the He-Man Christmas special, Kashira's in it, so was he. I mean, I watched both, but that's the only reason I remember is because of the Christmas special, because I've watched that more than a couple times.
What's more than a couple of times?
Like a million.
A million?
Yeah. We played it before the Pee-wee Christmas special. We played that, then the Pee-wee Christmas special last week at ISOR during the cookie party that you missed out on. You had no cookies for you.
I'm sorry. I was being a poop.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to be, but I did.
You didn't mean to poop, but you did.
I didn't mean to poop, but I did.
You poop on us, you poop on Christmas, boy. So learn your pooping and keep it out of the stockings. You're the worst Krampus in the world. Santa doesn't come to your house, but Morgan comes down your chimney and poops in your stockings.
Boy, would that be quite a gift.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, let me tell you.
I mean, the smell is gonna linger. That's for sure.
I don't know what the hell we're doing in this video. I guess you'll throw it up on fucking video hosers, everybody.
That's what I was gonna try to do. Yes.
All right.
I thought I'd just put this up on video hosers.
And I'm sure it will be fine there. No one will attack you for polluting the ghost of Betty White on the page.
I didn't pollute the ghost of Betty White.
Putting up or like putting it online. I don't think like
pollute.
Don't pollute. The roof is on fire. Anyway,
I mean, we don't need no water. Let this motherfucker burn.
Burn, motherfucker, burn. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.